you a lot of money.
That's the thing.
You don't make that much money, but you get a large sum of it. So if you're not prepared for whatever you're selling, you can either be taken under or you're going to be in.
It's one thing if it's a few donuts and quite another if it's a class or
And people literally having to add to their staff because it's so overwhelming. And being a person that regularly shops for coupons and brings them to places, they can get a little.
I'm Christine from the Northeast Chamber of Commerce. I do believe, as you are all saying, that the cross-promotion and using each other is, I think, the next trend and is one of the best things to do. And using business associations like Shelley, like the Chamber, like your cooperative node activity is a very, very smart thing to do. And I think in Northeast we have a lot of opportunities, and I think collectively we need to figure out how to bring them together even more. And we have a group that watches Central, we have 13th, we have Johnson, and we have Lower Northeast, or down by Surdix. That is Northeast as well. We have the Arts District. There's a huge potential for opportunity here, and I think these conversations will start to bring us together some more. But as a Groupon comment, Jack's Cafe is one of our members, and I've been on their staff for 14 years, and they did the Groupon. They sold over 5,000 and kind of are the record holder locally, and you have to be ready for it. And it is expensive, especially expensive to the business operator. If you're giving away $70 for $35, you have to pay attention to how much you're actually giving away. But it also has to fit in your model. If you're trying to get a lot of first-timers with the idea that they're going to come back, even if it's twice a year for a special occasion, it will pay off for you. But as Josh said, you have to be very aware of what might happen if you do it.
So just make sure that the market that they're targeting is
the right one.
Is the right one, because it's the return on your investment might be like, that was a great free meal, but I'm never going back to it. And then you've wasted an awful lot of money. I'm very wary of the coupon thing, but and you have to listen to what they're saying to you very carefully. On the telephone, like how much money it's actually costing you, as you said. So yeah, be very careful of that. There's more of it going on at the moment.
I think we looked at it, didn't we, Luna, for the co-op, and I think the minimum there was very high for how much we had to buy, and we decided, it wasn't for us. So
we were contacted by CBS for their clientele for a coupon deal, and they said, look, it's only going to last 48 hours, but you're going to reach 65,000 people, and for 48 hours you might get 100 or 200 people coming in over. Sorry, they said 48 hours, 2 days basically. You might get 100 or 200 people coming in. We can handle that, but we've reached 25,000 people. I think that's a smarter way for me, because I don't want to give it away for a month.
Right. Well, and it makes a difference if you're a destination business or not. I mean, you're a destination business because there aren't that many places that are fish and chips. And restaurants are more, people will drive from St. Paul or from the suburbs to fish and chips. When it comes to a co-op, I mean, we like to think we're a destination, and people will drive from St. Paul or Stillwater, but they've got co-ops in Mississippi Market, and there's the Wedge, and so we had to look at that and realize we're not as much of a destination business, so different things don't work for us. One thing I did want to mention that I forgot to talk about in terms of our kind of what the co-op has done cross-promotionally is we have a lot of our members that, of course, have businesses, small businesses. And what they have done is they have put together offers just for the co-op members where they will discount their products, whether it's a massage or eyeglasses, and they'll discount those for co-op members, 10% or some amount. And therefore, if someone goes to those businesses and says, I'm a co-op member, they get the discount. Across the street, Central Liquors, if you bring your receipt, and they're not checking to see if you're a member or not, hot tip, you can get 10% off on your largest purchase across the street with your co-op receipt. And those reciprocal relationships are fantastic, and we welcome them, and you guys are welcome to take those ideas and work with us.
Yeah, for that, because one thing you guys all know the arts districts here. I think one of the things we struggle with as artists and the business community is you have 600 artists that work and live here. We buy lots of materials from you guys, and I think it's silent on a regular basis. And I go to Co-op when I have an opening, I go to Holy Land, I go all those places. And I don't think, when I think about the artist directory that we put out, you should talk to the artists about coming back, because they're your regular customer. They're going to come in. How do you make sure that they get 10% off so they can come back and they get to know your services? Because once you get into what you buy regularly, it's hard to switch over to a new company. So you should become that company. And with that many businesses literally here, that's a huge market to take advantage of. So really make sure to be in that directory. It's not necessarily for the people that are coming, because they're here to see the artists that weekend, but it's the rest of the year that we use it. I hand it out all year. I look in there to find it. The Art of World Director, yes. So, I mean, if you're going to talk about guerrilla marketing, it's really cheap, and it is your year-long, stable thing. Think about that, it's worth it.
It's really being, I think, produced now to be something you keep around year-round. It's not just an art world and you pitch it. So
but just don't think about the people that come. Think about the artists that are here. What are they going to use? Your services. We're going to go out to eat. I'm going to go out to the Co-op. I'm going to go out to all these services. I guarantee we'll use it in some way.
I will say though that Senyax and LAC has one of their biggest days or weekends over Art World.
Yeah. Well, impressive move because they ran out of pizza.
Chris?
Yes. So one of the things Northeast Community Chiropractic will be doing is offering a sliding fee scale based off of annual income. So as far as like the guerrilla marketing, the cross promotional goes, we really need help from other businesses to say, since we're not really a retail source, since we're more healthcare, you have to feel comfortable with the person you're going to go receive health care from. So one of the things that we'll be doing a lot is networking with other businesses. So I'm going to be happy to have cards and information in my office about your businesses that we like to ask for your help having that in your office. So we're expected to be opening in January, but we'll be kind of offering the sliding fee scale to everyone. So that's kind of a marketing thing. It's also more positioning ourselves as a real community resource for everyone. So.
And what is your address now?
It'll be in the Frank Stone Art Building, so 1224 2nd Street. So right in the artist district.
Edie?
Well, there was kind of a theme of partnership and reciprocity going there, which I think is really important. We're media production companies. We tend to do a lot of work in the arts and for nonprofits a lot because we love that work. But we also don't get quite the fee that we want to, but we've noticed over the years that there are some organizations that get that it's a partnership and that help promote us. So it makes us feel good about maybe we don't get our highest rate, but especially with the social media networks, there are ways of helping. So for those, saying thank you to the businesses that give, there are a lot of things that you can do to help promote those businesses and give visibility as well. And I think the other thing that came up was articulating your giving mission, that's really helpful to say, to have a strategy about it and why do we do it. And looking at it as instead of an up-down, we're giving, the business is giving to the artists, as you say, have a lot to give back and a lot that you can do, so it's a win-win for everybody.
I actually was going to ask, because I'm Debbie Woodward, I manage the Northwest King Building, and so we do larger art events. We just got done with Art Attack, and it's that whole everybody wants to be noticed, and so they start coming in, with posters this big, and they're just like ripping up your walls, trying to, post themselves, and even just rushing around like, I'm Gorilla, I'm just going to start throwing my stuff all over people's displays, and it's like, please don't do that. I mean, people have spent a lot of time trying to make a very nice, gallery display or something, and all of a sudden there's all these papers just laying all over the place, and so I agree with cross-promoting. I've been heavily involved in updating, the Northeast Arts District website and on a volunteer basis, which it needs more help than that, but and I totally believe in cross-promoting. I think there's a lot to do, but I think we need almost a more organized way, and a lot of people don't have a lot of room to you know,
It needs to be
set
done.
all your cards and all your stuff
Yes.
around, and
It needs to be done respectfully.
even more consolidated or something.
One
It was
thing
really
that-
too much.
One marketing kind of coup that we've used, and it's just, I don't have one right here, but you've probably seen our little magnet that we have. And it's just a little refrigerator magnet. It has our hours and our website. And it's something that people take. So it's not paper. So when you leave them, people take them and use them. And they're relatively inexpensive. And so it's amazing how even little things like what you have here, your little cards or business cards, can be given out and people take them and they're not taking up a lot of space, because we found when we go and we table and we bring lots of literature in our big newspapers, people don't take it anyway. They don't want that much stuff. So definitely keep it small and keep it respectful. I would agree.
Well, I'd say even ask if you can
And
place
ask,
it.
of
People
course,
don't even
ask.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, they don't
We
have
have
to
to
start
ask.
throwing it all over.
Yep.
So we're almost out of time, but I've seen a couple hands up. This gentleman here, and then Margot.
Peter Baker. One thing, Nona Gourmet, they're not here, they're in St. Anthony Plaza. They have bread for $1. So like custom European breads like rosemary, olive oil, etc. $1. You go in, you buy a bread, and wander out with a $15 bottle of olive $15 balsamic vinegar.
It's really good.
It's that
Really
will
good
be
stuff.
the best in the world that I've tasted, either here or in Italy. Second, is there a professional photographer present? I have a need for a photograph of the product that I'm about to bring to. Maybe I should
All right. Northeastern will be doing the Shop Northeast campaign, starting with the November 17th issue. We go through issues, and if businesses in all three, they end up saving 20% on all the ads. And so that's something that we do once a year. We're also available to do what I was calling the corner deal. Like Christine was mentioning, there needs to be more intention about these geographic groupings. And that's one thing that the Northeastern newspaper, which circulates to 34,000 households and businesses every 2 weeks, or twice a month. That's a very easy function that we can serve for you, and we can make it affordable for you if you do it in a group. That's really the key that we're trying to promote. And I hate to say it, but I've been selling ads and been in the business of promotion for 30 years, and I've seen trends, and a lot of what you're talking about today, I love the idea that you got to be passionate and focused about your business, because that's what shows in whatever promotional materials you do, the intentional giving and the trading of audiences and that kind of thing. I think that's great. The recent discussion about you can't just throw stuff all over the place because people wouldn't appreciate it. I think that I've seen at least 2 or 3 times pushback on certain trends. So, it's like one thing is going to work now, and then something else is going to work 5 years from now. So, to always be kind of checking for what is that new thing. It may circle back around where, gee, newspaper advertising is the new thing. And just want to remind you that what we are giving every, twice a month is everybody gets the information about what's happening in the neighborhood, and that helps keep the neighborhood together and make that platform for the types of guerrilla things that you do. If you didn't have that, would people be as connected as they are?
Great. Well, I know everybody's got businesses to run, so I don't want to run any farther over. But thank you very much for coming to have a great holiday retail season.